Good morning. My microphone is all over the place. Hello, Tracy. How are you doing? Good to see you. You are most welcome. I actually thought that I would share a little bit of my insights from yesterday, unless you have questions. Hello, Dimpsy Dimps Dimps. Good to see you too. So, for those of you who have somehow missed it, I think I'm talking about it all the time, but I know that you don't see everything that I do. So, this week, yesterday, and on Thursday US time or Friday New Zealand time, I'm having open coaching calls within my program. So if anyone feels like they need a little bit of help with their overeating, food addiction, whatever, if you have any questions, just pop by, hop on Zoom with us, and I shall help you. So we did that yesterday, and there were a few really good questions. I did actually send out an email with one of them, which I think is something that applies to most people that have a problem with food at some point. And it was about about resentment when when we do the work. So I have a free course called Food Freedom Foundations. If you want it, I think the link is in the description. You can sign up for that one. In that course, I'm teaching you the tools that you need, how to actually sit with a craving and not react to it, to retrain your brain to no longer react to it automatically. So this involves a few components. It involves actually the doing of it, and it involves being open to feeling uncomfortable while you're doing it. If you can do those two things and just sit with it, you do not have to go and eat and react to the cravings. Now, what usually happens, and I would say this probably has already happened for all of you when you've been trying to not eat something, is that all of a sudden we will have all of these negative thoughts. We will think that, you know, why should I have to quit when everyone else gets to eat? How come they can have it and I can't? All these thoughts that just rises up a lot of resentment. And it's nothing wrong with your brain for having these thoughts. And when you think about them, they may or may not make sense to you, which is completely normal. This is just a different way of your brain to try to get you to eat, to kind of stir up a reaction within you so that you actually go and respond to that craving. We are, what should we call it? Well, we're creatures of habit, but we're also pack animals, if you like. We like living in societies. We like having connection with other people on different levels. And part of that is just we want to do what other people are doing. So we have that aspect as well. So when we see that everyone else is doing it, first of all, we want to do it. And then we're telling ourselves that, oh, that tastes so nice, so I want to eat it. And then we get jealous or whatever you want to call it. We just want to do what they are doing. So this is, again, it's just like a trick from your brain, and you just want to bring yourself back to yourself, kind of calm yourself down, and then decide to feel uncomfortable with it, to feel this resentment. We don't have to react just because there is resentment. And I just thought that was a really good thing to share with you because it happens to everyone, whether that is resentment or jealousy or, there is something along those lines. There will always be when we look at other people and we wish that we could do that as well. So, yeah, there was another one that I might share a little bit later, but I'm going to read some comments now. There was actually more than one other one, but there was another one that I think would apply to most people. Almost tardy. Well, you're here. You don't have to do any dusters. Well worth the time. Thank you. Amazing opportunity to have coaching. Well, I'm glad you think so. And thank you for volunteering. The thing is that when someone is getting coached and other people are listening, it's so much easier to just take that coaching too hard without the pressure of someone else looking at you and trying to get you to answer the question or whatever it is. But when you're just watching someone else get coached, it's much easier to just take it in and not stress about it and then apply it yourself. Hi, Pim. Thank you for your wisdom. You are more than welcome. You can have more wisdom if you like. I'm happy to share. Hello, Cecile. How are you doing? It's good to see you guys. So, do you have any questions, or do I have to share more from yesterday's call? I can share one more. So, I don't know. This keeps coming up, and I've done a training on it, and it still keeps coming up because it's a real issue, and it's something that we don't usually um, we're not exposed to it all the time, so it's hard to get used to it, I guess. And was one person she said she's going to go on vacation for 3 weeks, and when she goes on vacation, that means that she can eat whatever she can eat, like whatever she can get her hands on. It's kind of free for all. And even though that was not her intention, she was a little bit worried that something would happen. She would go off rails and start eating. So I asked her what she would like to eat when she's there. And the funny thing is that this is what our brains are doing. The immediate answer was, I want to eat just the way that I do when I'm at home. And then I think I said something like, and you don't want to have any exceptions, you just want to eat exactly the way that you're eating. And then I said, no, actually not. This is what I would like you to pay attention to and take with you is the brain will automatically, for most people, be very black and white. It will want to, yes, I want to do it perfectly, just the way that I do when I'm at home. But when you really look at it, when you allow yourself to look at it, there is a different desire there. Now, she wanted, because she's going somewhere where there's going to be fresh fruit and stuff, she wanted to eat a little bit of fruit, just like a few bites. It's not a big thing, but her brain makes it a big thing. So rather than admitting that she wants to do that, she's scared of that. She's scared of going there because she thinks that that might just snowball and lead to something else. So she's not even allowing herself to go there. And then that can sit there and fester. And then if she is eating some fruit when she's going away and she's thinking that I'm going to stick to my normal diet and she isn't, because that's not really what she wants to do, what's going to happen is that she's going to fail and she's going to make this mean that she can't do it. And then her worst fears are going to come to life and she's going to say, oh my God, now I'm going to go on a binge and I've blown it. And this is just like the right environment for actually going on a binge. So it's a lot better if you just plan, okay, this is what I'm going to have, this is how much I'm going to have, whatever. The more you plan, the better you're going to be able to handle it. But my best advice for this is just like be really, really honest with yourself, what you want to do. But be honest with yourself from a rational place of thinking, not when you're sitting there and you have massive cravings and you feel like, oh my God, when I go away, I'm just going to eat all the things because that's not going to work. I want you to feel calm and, what's the word? Like confident in the choice that you're making that is the right choice for you. So I might say when I go away, yeah, I think I would like to taste the local fruit because I think it's going to be amazing. And this is how much I'm going to eat. And if I have cravings beyond that, then I'm just going to sit with it. And we don't need to complicate it more than that. But it's when we don't even want to look at it, this pressure just builds up that we should be perfect. And that's usually what trips you up. So that was another good one. Now I'm going to stop sharing what was happening yesterday. So if you want to know more about what is happening on those calls, you can attend the next one, which is on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, or for me, it's Friday lunchtime, noon, because I'm from the future. I allowed myself to eat off plan while on my short anniversary weekend. I didn't go crazy, but did eat bad foods. I have been feeling the inflammation the last couple of days. My body has to get back on track. I'm glad I don't do that all the time. I hope I can be strong for our 8-day trip in October. So good. I love this. When you plan on eating something off track, so you say bad foods. I don't know what the bad foods were, but let's say it was something, clearly it was something that isn't good for your body because you feel inflamed now. When we do that, now most of the time we know what foods will make us feel bad, so we can avoid them. But if we want to eat them, go in and eat them with the knowledge that I might feel really bad tomorrow. This is the price that I have to pay to do this. Rather than just going in and not thinking about anything, because when you do that, it's like you're in La La Land and you're pretending as if nothing's going to happen. But what's going to happen then is that you are going to sort of be surprised at how bad it felt and wonder, why did I do this? But if you make the decision knowing and acknowledging that you're probably going to feel bad tomorrow, you're going in with your eyes open. And this alone might make you actually eat less of these foods. It might be like, oh yeah, that was nice, but it's not as nice now, and it was worth eating the first 10 bites maybe, but now it's not actually worth the next 10 because I know that the more I eat, the worse I'm going to feel tomorrow. And that might actually get you to become more of a moderator when you're doing that automatically without doing anything else. So, Dimsy Dimps, when you go away in October, I mean, we can talk about this later, but if you need to, just make a decision. Like, what kind of foods do you want to eat? And are there alternatives that are not going to make you feel bad? Like, I'm pretty sure that you can find some foods that aren't too bad inflammatory wise or whatever that you can eat. So it's just about thinking about it. And if you can research the area. Okay, what restaurants are there? Is there anyone that has a menu that actually excites me, that where I can go and eat something really nice that isn't super inflammatory? If you want to. Or you can just decide, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat whatever and I'm gonna feel like crap and not enjoy my trip away, which I don't recommend because that's pretty shitty. So one of the big reasons for why I want to stay on track when I'm away is that I know that I don't want to spend my holidays like having a headache and feeling tired and being completely exhausted. I want to spend it doing stuff and actually being energetic and doing fun things. That's what I want to go away. I don't want to go away to gorge on foods that are going to make me feel bad. It doesn't make any sense in my brain. So, I mean, I haven't been away for a while, but the last time I was away, it wasn't a problem. I can't even remember what I ate, but I didn't eat a lot of bad stuff. So it's not like we have to eat bad stuff, but just because we are away, the only thing is that it might be harder to find the same quality as you might have at home, which is okay. I mean, we know that. So unless we do a lot of research and we're staying in one area all the time or whatever, then maybe we'll be able to find it. I was interested to hear more on dysmorphia you and another attendee discussed. Did you mention concentrate on that and not daily food? What is reason for uncoupling? Um, yes, so I mean this is a huge topic. Um, but for her, yes, I did recommend that she, I mean, I'm not saying that don't do the cravings, like don't feel the cravings. I think she can absolutely do that in parallel. But what we were talking about is the way that you think, even if you believe this to be true, whatever it is, it's not the truth. So if I think, let's say my hair is this color naturally, and I hate it and I cannot get rid of it. I can try to bleach it, I can do all the things, and it just won't go away. It's just always the same color, and I can't stop it. I don't like the color, and I'm gonna think it's ugly, and I'm gonna want to hide it. Whereas I think it was Dempsey who said it last week. It's like, oh my god, your hair color is amazing. So what I want to show you here is that two people, two brains, same freaking color, we have two different opinions about what it looks like. So when you think that your body is ugly or whatever, it's your perception because you have told yourself that this is what it is. You can start thinking differently about your body. You're probably not going to be able to go from, oh my God, I have the ugliest legs on earth to, I fucking love my legs in one go. That might take a year or longer. I don't know. But you can take small steps along the way and then just start thinking better thoughts about your body. Why you love your body. And it doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with the looks to start with. Some people don't even have legs. They would love to have your legs, no matter how ugly you think that they are. They'll be like, I don't care if this the ugliest legs on earth because I wish that I had legs. So everything that we're thinking is just coming from a different perspective, and no matter what it is not the truth. It's just what you are thinking and what you have taught yourself to think and believe. And we can change that. And it just takes a little bit of time. And I know that pretty much most of her eating problems are coming from this. So, yes, I wanted to work on the cravings and learn how to sit with the cravings and just feeling and accepting it and be okay with that because that is the backup plan because then she's bulletproof against anything. But why would you want to go around and have this huge thing hanging over you that just keeps coming back and back and back? That's a really noble cause, if you like, to keep working on. Because what if you could get rid of this and start feeling good about your body rather than every time you see it, you feel like you should be hiding it and you don't want other people to see it and talk about it or whatever? What if you could be at a place where, like, I seriously don't care what you think? That would be so much better. So that was a long answer, but yes. Hi, Pim. Some time ago, I remember you mentioned a supplement we can take to help with carb withdrawal, something like ascorbic acid. It wasn't that, but sounded similar. Can you remember? That wouldn't have been me. I don't think I have ever recommended a supplement to help with carb withdrawal. I'm not sure where you got that from, or if you misunderstood what I was saying. Um, So no, I cannot remember that because I don't think I would have said anything like that because I don't think there is anything to help with carb withdrawal. And depending on if it's physiological or if it's like on a neurological level, it's probably different. If we're talking about the dopamine withdrawal, etc., then you could potentially supplement with other dopaminergic activities, which isn't necessarily great unless they are something that is genuinely good for you. Um, if it's like an issue with, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that if you are high carb and you go low carb and you have the headaches, etc., I would just go slower. But I wouldn't recommend you to take any supplements because I don't think there are any supplements that will necessarily help. Here was a follow-up. It may have been Bart, or I'm deluding myself into believing I can take something external to fix it. I may have dreamt it. If Bart has said anything, but it wouldn't be for carb withdrawal. I'm wondering if it's what the fuck's it called now? Excuse my language. It's early. My brain isn't quite switched on. Um, I'll come back to it, Troy. Uh, DCA. Is that it? Dichloroacetate? But it's not for carb withdrawal. But if that's what he mentioned, then I can tell you what it kind of does a little bit. If that was what you were thinking about. If it rings a bell, let me know. Um, What is so hard for me when I eat carnivore and don't lose for a month at a time? When I get frustrated and I add diet soda and cream, I still don't lose anything since March. Yeah, because you think that going on a carnivore diet should automatically get you to lose weight. Apparently, I have connection issues. This is very strange because I'm hardwired and it says it's fine. Yeah, so I'll come back to your question. So your brain is going to be like, am I doing all of this? Why am I eating this diet when all I want to do is eat like ice cream and drink soda or whatever? If that's um, what your brain is doing, of course you're gonna go and eat it, and then you're gonna be like, well, I shouldn't drink real soda and eat ice cream, so I'll just do something that isn't so bad. And then you will add the cream and drink diet soda because your brain's like, yeah, but then we're still working towards it, but we're cheating. So to that, I just want to say, like, think about it. If you can think about it rationally, your body is maybe healing, maybe it needs time to adjust, or maybe it needs something else to happen. Is adding diet soda or cream going to help you lose weight? If the answer is no, then you don't want to add that. What you're doing right now isn't working, but adding diet soda and cream is probably going to make it even harder for you to lose that weight. So from rational part of from rational thinking, that's not making any sense at all. But your brain is just like, well, if it's not working anyway, what the fuck is the point? So what you can do is just try to refocus and see like, okay, this what I'm doing right now isn't working. By the way, a month isn't, you may want to call it a plateau, but it isn't a major plateau if it's just a month. I have been standing still for longer than that, and then suddenly, without changing anything, I start losing a little bit. So, but if you really want it to go quicker, yeah, you can. But there are other things that you can do. I would just switch it up a little bit. I would play around with eating, 3 meals one day, OMAD, maybe fasting, eating, you know, a lot of food, 3,000 calories. I could never do that, but 2,500 maybe. Then the next day, maybe just eat 800. I mean, play around with it because what's happening then is that your metabolism, when you are actually eating a lot, will have to ramp up. And then if you cut it down right after, it's still ramped up, but then you go back up again before it's ramping down. So we're just playing around with it. So that might be a much better approach than drinking diet soda and cream. Hello, Jonathan. Do you have a live stream soon or not? Troy, it may have been, oh, it was that one. I saw that you posted that rings a bell, actually. I think that's it. If you have time, I would love to hear about it. Yeah, so DCA just it prevents gluconeogenesis. It prevents you from turning fat or protein into glucose. That's what. Okay, I'm not happy with this freaking internet. Can you guys hear me again? Ah, I'm gonna complain. So this is Starlink that is supposed to be really good, and I'm hardwired. So I guess we have lost all the satellites in the area. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so it prevents gluconeogenesis. So if you don't eat any carbs and you're taking DCA, you're literally still not going to get many carbs in your system. It's not going to prevent it 100%, but there is going to be a significant reduction in it. So it could actually make carb withdrawal worse. But what it does is it can potentially help people that have chronically high blood sugar, even though they're eating a low carb diet. I haven't tested it, so I don't want to say whether it does or doesn't, or what that looks like. But in theory, I do not know how it wouldn't work because it should be working. Might have been what he was talking about, but not in the sense of carb withdrawal. It's just avoiding increasing your blood sugar unintentionally by eating a lot of protein, for example. It might work for that. If that makes sense. I feel justified because it doesn't make a difference on scale. I now feel addicted to diet soda. Yeah, of course you do. It's like, I'm doing this just to lose weight. And I'm not fucking losing weight, so why not? Bring on the diet soda. I mean, that makes sense, right? So, can you find a better reason to do this diet than actually just losing weight? If you don't have a better reason, then it's going to be hard to be motivated. But I would recommend that you do an exercise called 7 levels deep to find out the reason for why you're doing it. So, the reason for why I'm eating the way I'm doing might be that I'm actually I want to be healthy, and I want to be healthy into old age. I don't want to be one of these people that are getting put in a home or whatever, or um, immobile and can't walk and can't whatever. Like, I want to be healthy, and I want my body to be healthy. I want to enjoy life. And why is that important to me? And then I asked, like, and then I answered that question. Then why is that important to me? And you just kind of keep digging, because you want to find the root reason for why this is important. Right now, all you know is that you want to lose weight, but you haven't even explored why that is important to you. But when you start exploring and you can find that emotional connection to why this really is important to you, then it will start make sense. And then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to eat or drink a diet soda because it doesn't make me the person that I want to be. It doesn't make me live into my values. It doesn't make me help myself feel like I can trust myself or depend on myself. It doesn't help me being the person that I want to be, the person that I think that I am in here, but I can't live it, because diet soda is also addictive. And as long as we're addicted, if we let that addiction just fester, it's going to take over everything. And you're not going to be able to be the person that you feel like in your bones that you are, because you're just like a slave to the addiction. So you think you have all these thoughts of how you're going to make your life better, and how you're going to do this and how you're going to do that, and then everything is just like, oh, I need to go and drink diet soda. And then you haven't done any of that. So it just like robs you of, I don't want to say your personality, but it robs you of your dreams and your aspirations, because it just takes over. And we generally don't want to be that person. Thank you. Very successful philanthropic entrepreneur of modest upbringing says, with very negative thing or situation. But the good side is maybe useful for body dysmorphia. Yeah, absolutely. And I think anyone who has body dysmorphia, I mean, I'm not trained to deal with that, but it's something that can take a while to get over. And getting to I love my body might be a very big stretch. Maybe just being accepting and loving what your body can do is where you want to get to, or what you want to aim for. And then when you get there, maybe you want to go further. That ring, oh, yeah, we had that one. I have lost 65 pounds since last August. That's fucking amazing. It's been almost 3 months. Good idea changing calories. Yes. It always works. Unless you get stuck in the overeating phase. But like, think it through. Don't get stuck in eating too much for several days or too little for several days, because that can get you stuck. Okay? Just saying. Hey Pim, I love your content and videos. I am obsessed. Got your course too. Still ended up going off the track, but it is so much easier to go back to eating normally. So I am improving for sure. Yeah. And I keep saying this to everyone. If you don't go off track, there's something wrong with you. And I'm saying this from like a bit of humor, but the truth is that you have made a lot of mistakes, if we want to call them mistakes, throughout your life. And you're used to doing that, and your brain has never really looked into it, why you're doing it or how it happens. It's just like, oh shit, I fell off, now I need to get back on. What you want to do is when you go off track, you want to look at what actually happened, why did I do it? Okay, how can I do it better the next time? And then you go back on track. So the next time you're in a similar situation, you have kind of thought it through already, and you're much more likely to just notice what is happening and you can catch yourself. And when you catch yourself, you have a moment to think, which might be all that you need to actually not do it. Maybe. But we want to learn from it when we are falling off. Some people need quite a few learning experiences. I think I am one of them. And some people, they learn much quicker. They're like, okay, got it. And that's fine. We're all different. Pim, do you know why I eat 100 to 120 grams of protein a day? My analysis show that my body is breaking down my own protein instead of using the one from food. Interesting. Um, no, I do not know that, but that's obviously something. I mean, how did you come to the conclusion that it's breaking down your protein? I'm assuming that you're losing muscle and that you've done some sort of what's it called, like a DEXA scan or something to show that this is true. Um, do you have any sort of illness that could cause that, or what do you think that could be? Because I don't know. Thanks, Pim. That was very helpful. I am glad. You're welcome. Can we become fat adapted while eating carbs, or do we need to get to a point before that happens? I think it's a matter of how much carbs you're eating, but I can share a story with you. The first time that I went on, it wasn't actually the first time, but it was the first time I intentionally went on a fully keto diet, as in like super low carb. Before I had been keto, but I had never been super low carb. And I think before that, it was like I went with the rule, if I eat less than 50 grams of carbs, I'm on a ketogenic diet. So what I was doing was that I was eating a ketogenic diet, but I had one fruit per day. And I was so tired, like not sleepy tired, but my body was so tired. And I was doing a lot of exercise at the time. I felt like I was out walking and it felt like my legs were made of lead. They were so heavy, and I tried to just for fun, like jog really, really slowly. I was like, they are too heavy. The legs are too heavy. There is no energy there. And then I went to research a little bit, and I was like, okay, so maybe that one fruit is preventing me from properly being fat adapted. So I I did it. I cut out the fruit. Took me a few days, and then it kicked in. And I wouldn't say that I felt amazing and I had super energy, but when I went to teach some spin classes and stuff, it was like normal for me. I had the same energy. I didn't have more or less or feel stronger or less strong or anything. It was like normal. So I could tell like, okay, something is working and I actually um I have the energy now. So what I would say is that it can probably happen. For me, it has, after that, it's easier for me to get into ketosis and get into proper fat burning mode. It's like now it's more like an on-off switch for some reason at that time. My body didn't really want to go there. I'm not sure why. So I think it's like what is your body used to doing? How long have you been doing it? Do you feel like you're fat adapted or not? If you feel like there is something missing, I would just like cut out all the carbs and see what happens, because then you're going to force your body to go into that. Yay, hooray, Facebook user. I can't see who you are on here, but I shall check in the Facebook group later. Terry, I agree that it's easy to get back on course. Yes. Good idea for diving deep into my why. I needed to hear what you had to say today. Good. Find out your why. I love that. It's just one of the things that I think is really important for long-term success, because if you don't have a good reason for why you want to do something, let's say I'm going to go carnivore, I want to lose 20 pounds or whatever, you lose the pounds, what's the motivation to stick with it? You're going to go off, you're probably going to gain the weight and you might get sick. And then you're like, oh, I need to go and do the carnivore diet again so I can lose the weight. It's the diet mentality that we just do it for that reason. But if you're thinking about it from a health perspective or something that you want to achieve over time, you will have that motivation with you all the time. I did the organic acid tests and hair tissue mineral analysis. I personally have GI issues, bloated, even on carnivore. I still struggle occasionally with bloat. Okay. Um, I don't really know. I'm very sorry to say. I mean, obviously, if you have GI issues and you're not able to absorb the proteins, then that could explain it. What I would try to do, I would try different things. So you say you eat 100 to 120 grams of protein per day. If you want to eat and absorb more protein, you might want to try to eat 4 times per day, about 30 grams of protein per serving, just to get that protein in and give yourself a chance to better digest it. Now, there is if this makes your GI tract react negatively, I don't think that you should do it. Then I think you should try to heal your GI tract first. But I would still recommend that you eat small portions. I don't know how often you eat, but let's say if you're eating OMAD and you manage to eat 120 grams of protein in one sitting, you're not going to be able to use all of that. But if there is an absorption issue, like it definitely could be if you have GI issues, then it's better to take it in smaller doses. And you can also cook it differently. Like, blah, I say, like overcooked, like slow cooked, pressure cooked proteins are going to be easy for you to digest. Eggs are usually easier to digest for people that tolerate them, etc. So you can look at what protein sources you have as well for best absorption. So that's where I would start. Ah, that was you sneaky witch. Perfect. Okay. My motivation is that pain and illness is not fun, and I don't want to end up sick in an old folks' home and being fed Cheerios and other sugary toxic trash. Yes. But, Dempsey, why is that important? Like, dig deeper, because you want to find the emotional connection. Just a fun thing. But yeah, I mean, this might motivate you pretty well already. But try to also find that, the emotional connection, because that's going to help a lot. Righty-o. I think Jonathan left and he didn't tell me if he's having a live stream today. So, but that was the last question anyway. So we're just 10 minutes over if you like. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. It was awesome. And you had some really good questions today. So kind of keep bringing them. Bring them next week. More good questions. I love it. And I might have some more stories because we're having the coaching call tomorrow again. No, sorry, not tomorrow. In 2 days. And if you want to join, then let me know. If you're in the Facebook group or if you are on my email list, you will get the link sent to you automatically. If you're not and you want to join, send me an email and I can share it with you anyway. Yes, thank you very much, Dempsey. Hit the thumbs up. I love the psychology. Great stuff. Yes, it's all psychology and we can actually do something about it. We are in control when we want to be. Have a good day, Pim. Have a good day, Jim. Take care of that. Thank you. You're welcome. See you Thursday. Yes. See you Thursday. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.